Yo, boy, David here. I want to talk to you about Reiki. I'm a certified Reiki master practitioner. I think I'm ready to start teaching soon as well, so I'll get licensed in teaching it as well. It's called back to me recently again, and it's back here to stay. And I was going through all the initiations and stuff that I was taught, and I came across a pretty useful tool that has been really helping me with something I've been struggling for a while in my own Reiki practice, and something I can share with you here too, involving psychic protection and what that really is. So, in my Reiki level 3 initiation, my teacher, although I had learned the Usui and the symbols, she also initiated me into various symbols from Karuna Reiki, which is an extension of Reiki, the newest generation of it right now. These things can be improved upon. However, I'll show you a picture of it. So, it's called Halu or Helu. It's hard to point the camera at it. But its whole precept is basically, if anyone tries to attack me psychologically or psychically, so someone could be yeah, you know what that is. I bless this energy and send it back to them. And so when I activate that, I just draw it and then just visualize it. Just draw it internally and then just kind of let your body click into place. Then I find it doesn't just immediately just boom, creates a shield, because I feel like people, they often think psychic protection means I'll put a shield up and that means everything's good, but then you find that it breaks apart and it doesn't work and you think it's bullshit, when really there are aspects of you that, because you're sovereign and you kind of handle the space and command how the space goes, there are unconscious aspects of you, wounded inner child parts of you in other, I'm going to call them other lives, but they're stored cellular memories that kind of show up, interdimensional stuff, like other mixed things metaphysically, that other influences and stuff that can be sabotaging and compromising your protections from within. And so you'll end up just breaking the protections. And I find what this will do is that it'll kind of bring up those places in you, inner child wounds, even with a simpler version of this symbol. Well, I won't go to that one yet. However, when I'm doing that with a client, it'll start to break up things like any kind of wounds or any kind of agreements or things we've done that created that belief or opening in that area that we think we're vulnerable. And so it starts a process in which that place in you is neutralized, or drops the belief, or drops the projection or illusion that it can be harmed in that way, or it brings up a wound to be healed. Maybe these things, they take time, right? And then in that place you become safe. And I guess as you heal in general, you become more psychically safe, because the ultimate protection itself is health. Like, for example, your body, like when you get like viruses and bacteria in there, you don't need to put up a shield. It's just like, oh, I'm healthy, so I'm gonna make antibodies. But if it wasn't really healthy, you'd have to put up something artificial, which is not wrong. It's just there temporarily, And sometimes having an extra pair of gloves on top of your skin's already natural hardiness is good. Have a healthy hand and have gloves to wear. So we're not knocking any of these things down. Shields are pretty useful if you want to use those ones as well, but they'll be much more effective, and they won't fall down as easily, and they'll stay up easily, and they'll come up more effectively as well. They'll come up faster, and you stay longer if you address the things that are sabotaging your natural protectiveness. Protection is natural. Protection is the urge to take your hand off of the stove, the urge to pull a baby off the sidewalk, the urge to someone sends some horrible energy your way, and like, nope, don't want that in my space. But if you're struggling to protect yourself, some part of you at the deepest level, even if you don't want to work with that, some part of you is like, I want this energy, and this kind of it brings it up. This halo symbol, that's not brings up within you and kind of dissolves slowly over time whatever it is you are sabotaging. And the coolest bit is that ultimately protection comes down to, you send me negativity my way, I'm just gonna neutralize it and send it back to you. I'm just gonna neutralize it, and you kind of enter that state where you become more naturally protective. Like, in a sense where you're not fighting the world around you psychically as much, but just it begins this process, this habit of like this practice of when somebody negatively attacks you or attempts to negatively influence you, you get used to zero pointing it and flipping it, zero pointing it, flipping it. You know, kind of like, I'm going to say jujitsu style, but that's a different art. They're all connected. Yeah, you know, I just had this cool realization. It's growing. Never mind, it's not a substitute for the other aspects of Reiki, like bringing the power symbol and bringing in the energy. Sometimes it just has its own intelligence and do what it needs to do. Sometimes I'll be guided to like direct it in places where the Reiki says it should go. And okay, this is what's happening today. So, but hey, you know, I wish you guys cool. And if you want to, you know, reach out to me in regards to, you know, whatever you need healing wise, I'm here. I do Reiki. I do it for distance. I do it in person. Well, for you guys, might be over distance. Other types of healing too, you know. But you know, this was it's been a real one. Yeah. Well, that brings the end to the random video. Thank you. Boom. Boom. There we go.